Good afternoon, everyone. Ten and a half replies to such a sweet, happy greeting. I was just checking to make sure that my audience is awake and alert, but I think in hindsight, the exercise was probably unnecessary because the words how to make it in Bollywood as an actor probably have the power to wake somebody up out of a coma, yes? Yes. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think everybody wants to act. At least most people we know, right? Everybody would be giving, ready to give a right or a left hand to be seen on a television screen, a theater screen, or even the humble mobile. People love to be appreciated and applauded. Oh, you were on television. But for some strange reason, we all think that, most of us think that Bollywood is a distant dream that can turn true only for a handful of people, dependent entirely on luck, only if you're in the right place at the right time, you're born with the right surname, in the right household. I'm sure all those factors help, but today's talk is not about that. Today's talk is about the average person of Indian origin. In fact, not even that, considering how popular Bollywood is getting around the world. Okay, so the average person who wants to make it as an actor in Bollywood. So maybe what I'm going to tell you has not been tried before, because right here, right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to share with you some very powerful switch words, a magic mantra, give you a fabulous shortcut that has the power to make any of us an overnight Bollywood sensation. Do you believe me? Yes. Maybe you shouldn't. Because you might look at me funny, but in the next few minutes, I'm going to actually lay out some shocking similarities between making it in Bollywood and making it in, well, any other industry anywhere in the world. Allow me. Similarity number one. Get the right education. So what do you do if you want to become a lawyer or engineer or a management consultant? You get through a school education, you get through college, a postgraduate college degree if need be. Yes? Yes. So similarly for Bollywood, there's theater, there's schools of drama, there's lots of art colleges of performing arts that get you ready in the field of arts. The greater the difficulty it is to get into the institute, in all likelihood, there'll be a greater competition, but also by the time you get out, the better polished you will become. Similarity number two, internship. So, after you get yourself an education, what do? You try to work somewhere as an intern for a few months, for a couple of years. You offer your services anywhere with anybody, as long as it helps you prep better for the job ahead, yes? Yes. Same with Bollywood. You join a theater group, and then you work as a theater backstage hand, and then you do anything and everything that is necessary to get the job done. So if it means sweeping the stage, you sweep the stage. If it means ushering the audience, putting up theater creatives on your social media to sell more tickets, if it means selling more tickets, if it means getting tea and snacks for actors who are already established and practicing their craft in that theater, you do all that. And you do all that while keeping a keen eye on the people who are practicing their craft because they're already working actors. Two, you could also offer your services as an AD, an assistant director on a television or a movie set. So you are already there in your workspace. You learn working practices, working ethics. Again, you're keeping a very close eye on working actors who already have been employed to do that job. Third, these days, a lot of aspiring actors offer to intern with casting agencies. So that is similarity number two. Similarity number three, place yourself in the right place. So a very nice-looking friend of mine who does not live in Mumbai, he, does not want to go through the long grind, but harbors that fabulous Bollywood dream. We know a lot of people like that, right? Yes. Many of us are like that, right? So he calls me one day and he says, Sonika, next time you're at a shoot, Call me. I'm so handsome. I could play your boyfriend or husband or boss or a co-worker. Wouldn't that be fun? So I smiled to myself and I thought, what if I tell him, sir, why don't I, being here, become the vice president of your company? Wouldn't that be fun as well? It doesn't work like that except for in maybe very few fluke cases. Let me explain. If you want to become a software engineer in the country, in all probability, you want to place yourself in a city like Bengaluru. If you want to become a media journalist, in all probability, you'd want to be in a city like New Delhi. If you want to be a coconut seller, you want to be in Kerala. And if you want to be in Bollywood, yes, you got that right. You got to be in or as close to Bollywood as possible in the heart of Mumbai, India. So, a long story short, you got to be close to the place where you could be lucky enough to be in the right place at the right time. Similarity number 4, apply for and show up for interviews. All right, an actor's interview is not called an interview, it's called an audition. But other than that, you're required to do pretty much the same thing when you're applying for a job. What do you do when you're applying for a job? You do your research. You read up on the person or company that's called you for the interview, and you try to figure out what kind of talent have they picked up in the past. What's their strategy? What's their vision? What is it that they really appreciate in the people they employ, right? Then you rehearse, and you rehearse, and you rehearse a lot about what you're going to say when you're called. On the day of the interview, stroke audition, you dress well, you show up for the job a little bit in advance, and then you give it your best. You speak and perform to the best of your ability, and then go home and wait for the callback. If the callback comes, you jump with joy and start prepping for the job ahead. If it doesn't, you cry a little, get a little disappointed, but then dust yourself off and start preparing for the next interview stroke audition. Similarity number 5, work bloody hard. So what if you don't have an office to go to? So what if you don't have a job? Until you become an employed actor, you still have to self-employ yourself. Do not think that until I get a job as an actor, I have nothing to do. Oh, you'll be surprised as to how much you really should be doing. Every day, 8 to 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, for at least a couple of years, you need to put in a lot of hard work and keep your head down before you look up, look around, and see and ask yourself how well you're doing. I'll tell you what you have to do. Your job, your everyday job, could be slightly different from that of a software engineer. You don't have to sit in front of a laptop. But what you have to do is a little bit of self-care, of course. You meditate, you do yoga, you go to the gym, you follow a diet, you practice martial arts, and then that has to be followed by an entire day of one, any, or many of these activities. You practice diction, you practice dialogues, you practice scenes, you read up books on acting, you watch cult classic films, you watch anything and everything that's playing on any platform in the entire industry all day, every day, until you absolutely know what kind of acting is going on around you. And you do all this every single day, 6 days a week, until you're exhausted. So you self-employ until you're otherwise employed. What happens like this? You become a working actor from day 1. So the day you call for a shoot, even if it is a small shoot, like a small ad shoot, you do the shoot. But the day you are not called for the shoot, you're at home working bloody hard towards your goals. You know, to make life interesting, you can do what companies do for employees who just join in. You know, companies do that. They take you as a trainee, and then, you know, after a while, they make you a junior manager, a manager, and so on and so forth. So why don't you also do the same thing for yourself, considering you're your own boss, right? So you can make yourself a junior actor, and then a junior management actor, and then a slightly senior actor, and so on and so forth. Similarity number 6, network. Put yourself out there. How will anybody know about your existence, your ability, your talent, and your availability and employability as an actor unless you tell them? If you're a lawyer, you go to a law firm and offer your services, right? If you're a doctor, you go to a hospital and offer your services. Or you connect with people who are known to place you in these jobs, right? Similarly, with Bollywood, if you're an aspiring actor, you connect with production houses. You speak to producers, you speak to directors, you speak to anybody who has the power or availability to be able to give you a job. Most importantly, these days, you have to connect with this very hardworking, efficient, talented, qualified placement people in Bollywood. We call them casting directors. Similarity number 7. Stay positive and believe in yourself. Have you ever heard of a trainee lawyer saying that, I'm going to try law for 2 or 3 years. If it works out, great. If it doesn't in 2 or 3 years, I'm going to stop being a lawyer and I will start and try being a doctor. What do you say to a person like that? Don't be silly. You're trained to be a lawyer, so just keep doing that. One day you will hit pay dirt. Why does working in Bollywood come with a deadline? I hear so many people coming and telling me, you know what, Sonika, I'm going to try this for a year or 2. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, then I'm going to try something else. If you put in half-hearted effort, you are going to get half-hearted results. What you need to do is put your head down, work, believe, do not question, even for a second, that you're going to make it. In all probability, it's only then when you put in your heart, body, mind, soul, effort, energies, money, and time in the direction of your dreams, the dreams are not going to say no to you. Similarity number 8. And I don't mean this just for Bollywood. Technically, it may not be a similarity, but I feel very passionately about this. When do we call somebody a success? We call somebody a success when they've been working in their place of work for at least 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years. Why? I don't believe that's right. I don't believe that's true. If me, you, or anybody in any profession has found the purpose of their life, they have an unquestioned clarity that this is what I'm born to do. And they start working towards making that dream come true, I would term that kind of a person a success. Why do I have to have my face plastered all over the country on posters or all over the world? Only then I'm seen as a successful actor. A small character in a film is as important as a big character in a film. If the small character doesn't do what they do, can the main hero or heroine play all the characters? No. And we enjoy the small characters. We enjoy their little antics, their humor, their presence. And many of them are supremely talented, even if the whole world does not call them successful. If I'm an aspiring actor and I have been to an audition and I feel I could not have done a better audition, I was just brilliant. I mean, I just could not have got it better. I'd call that person a success even if that person did not get a call back. If today I go for an audition, I get rejected, but tomorrow morning I wake up with the same enthusiasm and say, yeah, another audition, then I'm a success already. Why would you wait for 5 to 10 to 15 or 20 years or other people's validation to call yourself a success? Call yourself a success the day you say, yes, now I know what I was born to do, and this is what I'm going to do regardless of who supports me, regardless of what people say. This is the reason why I'm on the planet. That day, you're a success. Similarity number 9. Never, ever, ever give up. Please go back to the beginning of this talk and watch what I've said closely. Please notice that I've never said you need to be the most good-looking person on the planet. You need to have the best body in the business. You have to be the most talented actor on the planet to become a Bollywood actor. No. What I said was you need to be persistent. You need to be consistent. You need to work hard. You need to put your head down. You need to grab every opportunity. You need to not doubt. You need to stop listening to people who say, people like us can't make it. You know, we have to be lucky. We have to be having the right contacts. Only then we can make it. Don't listen to them. Do not listen to anybody who does not believe in you or the fact that you're going to make it. Just listen to that small voice inside that says, don't listen, I'm going to make it. Right? So never, ever, ever give up. You know, this thought process goes completely against the grain of what most people think it takes to become a Bollywood actor. But underneath all the glitz and the glam, please believe me, Bollywood is just like any other industry, full of people who are ambitious, hardworking, hopeful, very, very, very efficient. They just refuse to give up on a dream that has probably been with them since childhood. Lastly, and I'm sure you've heard this before, similarity number 10, have a work-life balance. Have a bunch of people who believe in you, friends, family, neighbors, co-workers, anybody who believes in you, supports you, or gives you a reality check when you need one. Being an actor means you're self-employed. You know when you're overworked. Give yourself a break. You must. And when I say give yourself a break, it means do something completely away from your sphere of work. So if you're an actor, you watch a lot of movies. So don't watch movies. Go play with your dog, cook, paint, travel. All these things don't just make you get a break from your work. They also add a lot of layers to your personality. And you never know which character you might be playing in the future when you use that experience that you got when you were traveling. So there, I have simplified the process of making it in Bollywood as an actor for most of you. And I can say with a large dose of certainty and a lot of confidence that if anybody, any of us, anybody anywhere in the world with a Bollywood dream follows all these tips, there's a very, very good possibility that you will make it. Lastly, as for me, take a good look. Do I look familiar? Yeah. Yes? Yeah. Yes. No, maybe, not quite. I get that. That's because I'm not yet a box office hit in Bollywood. But I'm not yet a failure. I'll tell you what. Even at the ripe old age of 16, Bollywood gives you a chance to follow your Bollywood dream. And every day when I wake up, I think that's a topic for another session I'm going to do a little in the future. Every day when I wake up, I start working hard, without question, with dogged determination, and knowing fully well that I'm going to make it. And that's why I always consider myself a success. Yes. Yeah. Thank you for being here, ladies and gentlemen, and for your patient listening. I hope God helps you with your dreams, whatever they may be.